Hello, dear friends, and good morning. It's Wednesday, the middle of the week. And today is actually very interesting because there is something which is bringing something new, something that is currently missing most of the time for us. So if you've been joining me for the last couple of weeks, you probably heard how many times I repeated that we have no fire energy, how difficult it is to take action, how we can't initiate so many things. Like this fire impulse is just not present currently. Plus, Mars is very weak. Mars is in Cancer. So we may go through many things on a deep level. There could be intense emotions because the water is dominant most of the time. But the actual steps are kind of missing. But today is a different day because the transiting moon is in Aries and most importantly has a conjunction with the North Node. The North Node is the one indication which shows what are we supposed to develop right now? What is the main topic that we should focus on? What could be really beneficial and can really bring growth and this sense of moving forward? So the North Node is in Aries, which means that this is kind of like the general topic and it has been there for almost a year. But when there is no fire energy to support this, it's very difficult. It's like this task is hanging somewhere in the air, and you realize that, yes, that's really important. Yes, it would be nice. And yes, I feel like if only I were able to do it, it would be so meaningful in my life. And yet there is like no fuel for this. That's where we are in the last couple of weeks or even longer. But when there is a planet which makes a conjunction with the North Node, even if it's just for a day or two, we have like a window of opportunity, like a glimpse of something different. So, my recommendation, focus on taking action today. And especially if there is something that you know, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, but you haven't done it yet because you can, there is no fuel, no energy, whatever, something is keeping you away from this. Try to make concrete steps. Don't postpone, don't try to polish it, make it perfect. Just take some action because the North Node is related to the future. So if you do something today, it could be important not just for the day or the week, but potentially it can unfold, it can keep developing, and it might be really important for your future. And of course, for everyone to different extent. For someone, it could be for years ahead. For someone, it could be for the next weeks or months. But in every case, it is a great opportunity and it makes sense and it's worth it to really try our best. So try to initiate, try to be active, focus on those things that you know, wouldn't it be nice if I do this, but you have not done it yet? Try to make concrete steps, even if they are tiny little small steps in this direction. What is interesting for the energy, and especially the fire, the Aries energy, as soon as you do something, you kind of like get the fuel or the energy to make the next step. For example, if you have practiced some kind of sports, even if it's just going to the gym or yoga or something like this, and if you have had days when, you know, you're not that motivated or you feel a bit tired or lazy or something, and if you find the motivation to kind of like make the first exercise or even just to get to the gym, then it's like, you know, this energy starts spinning and increasing and then it unfolds. So basically, the most difficult is just to start, to make the first step. Very similar situation right now. So don't focus on the long-term perspective or how many steps this thing will require. Just focus on making the first one, just doing something. Aries is not about seeing the bigger perspective, the long-term vision. Not really, no. Just the first step. Just put your sneakers and go to the gym metaphorically, or maybe for someone literally, whatever it is you want to do. The other interesting energy for today, Venus. Venus is in the last critical degrees of Scorpio. So emotionally, the atmosphere is tense. And in relationships, there is a much higher chance for some kind of crisis, for some kind of drama. But at the same time, the last degrees are a great time to release something. Yes, we are not so much in control of the situation, but we can kind of like wrap things up and leave them in the past for the things that, of course, are supposed to stay in the past. So, if you want to release some kind of emotions or some kind of patterns in your personal life, in your relationships, when it comes to money as well, money can be a great topic to focus on today and tomorrow as well. Please do this. It will be worth it. Tomorrow, mostly the day after, we will start feeling the ingression of Venus in Sagittarius. So the atmosphere is changing. This thing with the complete lack of fire energy is shifting. But specifically for today, try to kind of like say goodbye to the past, to those things that you don't want to take with yourself in the future. Again, I said which are the most important topics, the Venus topics. Love, relationships, relationship with ourselves, the most important one, please don't forget it. And also relationship to resources, money, and other things that can be valuable for us. So, exciting day. I'm already feeling this Aries energy. For people who have fire energy in their chart, this may feel very uplifting. For others who don't necessarily have that much fire energy, it's still beneficial because we may feel also more capable of making some steps, doing something, kind of like feeling like things are more not exactly in our control, but more like, we are capable of changing something. It's not the earth type of control, like, oh, I'm deciding, I'm, holding things. It's not about holding them because it's mostly about some kind of dynamic right now. So, you know how I would describe this? Create your own dynamic with taking the smallest, tiniest steps possible. That's what this energy feels like. So I hope you will be able to do this and it will bring meaning into your life and the people in your life as well. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.